found TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. In just a few minutes, we'll be right with you with another award-winning, action-packed edition of your Tony Basilio Show. You found Radio Free Tennessee. Your Tony Basilio Show will begin momentarily. Keep it locked in right here at TonyBasilio.com and on your Tony Basilio app. And hey, do us a favor. Spread the word. Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
Well, good morning. Welcome to a brand new week of the Tony Basilio Show. Tony B's at the Big Orange Tip-Off Club interviewing Jacoby Gillespie, who likely isn't a real happy camper. But if anyone can get him to open up, it's likely the Dean. In Tony's absence, it'll be the B team, Brownie Boy and Bino, at your service, taking your calls about whatever's on your sports mind. As usual, we need you to make this thing we call the Tony Basilio Show really work. So load up the lines, 865-200-5402, and help us do just that. Hang in with us. Tony Basilio Show is coming right after this.
When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gouffon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gouffon Moving and Storage are pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gouffon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gouffon.com. That's Gouffon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gouffon Moving and Storage. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776, or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Fan Run Radio, where Big Orange Country comes to talk sports. Start your morning off with your daily dose of talk sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11. Then it's Tony Basilio from 11 to 1. The Playbook with William Pattison from 1 to 3. And The Drive from 3 to 6. It's 10 hours of hard-hitting local sports radio every day.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Start the new year with comfort and savings from Pipe Wrench Home Services. Tired of high energy bills and constant heating and AC repairs? Ready for a more efficient home? There's never been a better time to upgrade your comfort and take control of your energy costs. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. A new energy-efficient system means lower bills, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind for years to come. And with Pipe Wrench Home Services same-day service guarantee, you won't wait to start enjoying a more comfortable home. Your comfort isn't just our job, it's our promise. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. Schedule your free estimate today at pipewrench.com. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer good with approved credit. Some restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Hey, I'm Alan, and we ship floors on Bristol Highway in Johnson City. Are you tired of walking around on that ratty-looking carpet that you have? Well, today's your lucky day, because we have Supercore on sale for $1.79. 58 colors we're liquidating. Supercore is the best waterproof floor with a lifetime warranty. Where are you going to find that anywhere else? Nowhere, let me tell you. $1.79, lifetime warranty. Come on down to Bristol Highway on your truck and trailer, and let's make a deal.
Gotta love this time of the year. Hoops here, home runs over there, and you've got to get your Tennessee on. And there's only one place, the best place to shop for your officially licensed Tennessee Volunteer gear, Alumni Hall. Hands down, the best store for Vol fans. They've got the latest and greatest apparel for the entire family. Hats, man cave items, decor, and more. Get your Vols grill cover, a plate for your burgers, and of course, that chef's apron for all that outdoor grilling this spring. And accrue those rewards and watch your balance grow online or on the app. We'll see you at Alumni Hall and alumnihall.com and G to the B to the O, Alumni Hall.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
It's back to B and B. Welcome back. Tony Basilio Show, Monday style. Tony's at Tip-Off Club, and I'm sure they're thinking, boy, there goes the neighborhood. So it's Brian, Bino, and you for the next couple hours, talking whatever's on your sports mind. I'm in here, so you know it's a 2 and we're through kind of program, but we promise we will take all the calls we possibly can between now and 1 o'clock. We want your help. We need your help to make this a show the Dean can be proud of. So load them up and let's do this thing at 865-200-5402. We're under a week away from Selection Sunday and 8 days from the start of one of the great sporting events known to man. Tennessee baseball completed a successful weekend and starts SEC play this weekend, and the SEC basketball tournament gets underway on Wednesday. With all that occurring, surely we don't need no stinking suggested topics of discussion to get you to light them up at 865-200-5402. So please do that. Brian, I'd love to talk to you. Brian, I can't just I can't do an intro off the cuff the way Tony can. He's a pro. I'm a hack. But so I've always got whatever the latest intro I wrote up is in a computer when I go to update it. And I noticed the last time that you and I were in here together was about a week before college football season was supposed to start. Now we're in here again about a week before what is probably my favorite sporting event of them all, and that's the NCAA basketball tournament. So we get to do some good intros and some warm-ups for folks when we're in here.
Yeah, and intros and trying to get in and out of breaks are hard for me too.
Yeah.
In the middle of everything, I'm fine, but I never like having to bring anything in and out of a break or starting or finishing a show.
Yeah, it's hard. It is hard.
And
it's different.
Just to wrapping it up really requires some skill. Wrapping it up and being direct and succinct and not rambling on is hard to do. Yeah. Very hard to do.
Wrapping it up is probably timing that's probably the worst thing that I do.
It's just like goodbye. All I want to say is goodbye. Hello and goodbye.
Probably need to take a call right up to the last second and say, all right, that's it. We'll see you. All right, Brian.
Short goodbyes.
A mixed bag this weekend for Tennessee sports, of course. Lady Vol softball took care of business. The baseball team won a series, and that's a good thing against a quality opponent in Wright State. Basketball team certainly didn't close the regular season the way any of us would have hoped. and the Lady Vols flamed out of the tournament. So a mixed bag over there. Thought I'd just throw out a few thoughts about what I saw both on the basketball and the baseball side, and get yours as well, Brian, and then we'll head to the phones. I wasn't surprised Vandy won the game. It's two very evenly matched teams, even when they're at full strength. And, I mean, when you're without Ament and Jacoby Gillespie goes 1 for 11 from beyond the arc, we've had issues finding the third guy all year long. You're not going to beat a quality opponent with those two things happening. I was surprised that Vandy won it without ever trailing, and I was a little bit surprised with the method in which they did it. I thought their path to winning would be lighting it up from beyond the arc, and them just having more options out there than we could cover. Instead, they wound up kind of using our approach, badgering us defensively, and more than holding their own in the interior for a large portion of the game. From our standpoint, it's obviously a terrible first-half performance. Turned the ball over 9 times, 9 for 28 from the field, 2 for 12 from 3. I only got the free throw line 4 times and missed 2 of those. For the game, we were 6 for 24 from 3, and they were 5 for 10, which is a lot fewer than I thought they would shoot, but they were efficient at it. And we only got to the free throw line to take 21 free throws and made 14 of those, and I believe we missed at least 3 front ends. And I'm sure much of it had to do with how we were struggling offensively for a large portion of that game. But until the frenzied finish, Vandy appeared to play with a much higher level of energy than we were playing. The positives after the first half, I wasn't sure there would be any, but the play of Amari Evans from start to finish was very good. That's very encouraging. I think he's going to be a really good player for us, hopefully for 3 more years. J.P. Estrella had his second straight really good offensive game. We either couldn't or didn't use him enough in the first half, and J.P. Estrella had another really good offensive game. Felix Opara had 10 rebounds and 4 block shots. I was really disappointed with how loose we were with the ball early in the game. Led to a bunch of empty possessions, but you know, you move on here. You hope Ament gets healthy, and you hope that some of the guys that you've seen come forward offensively, like Estrella and like Amari Evans, can make those type of contributions going forward. And if they can, then this team has more opportunity than I've thought that they had throughout most of the season. From the baseball front, it was a punchless finish to a good series win for the baseball Vols. I'm happy that their pre-conference schedule has been upgraded, playing much better teams there. I think we're finding out much more about what we have going into the conference play starting this weekend at Georgia. Henry Ford continued to be a clutch performer and our best and most consistent hitter. Garrett Wright, I think, proved he'll be a valuable contributor going forward at several positions. Reese Chapman was huge in Game 2, and Manny Marin's pushing to be an everyday starter. Starting pitching was good. Arvidsson and Krenzel were both just excellent out of the pen. We're good defensively. Team just absolutely has to start swinging the bat better, Brian. I think for the 3rd straight weekend, we had about 3, maybe 4 guys that made any real contribution at all. We've got to get more guys going to the plate with a better approach and swing the bat better than what we've seen if we're going to make any noise in the SEC.
Didn't I see where Abernathy, Levi Clark, and I think it was Newstrom, they went 0 for 30? Is that true?
Let's see. I've got this right in front of me.
That's got to go
yes.
up. That's got nowhere to go but up.
Abernathy was 0 for 9. Levi Clark was 0 for 7. Newstrom was 0 for 7. And Stone Lawless was 0 for 7.
When your leadoff guy is 0 for a series and you win 2 games?
Yeah, there's 0 for 30.
Yeah, and
I mean, and let's see. Jay did have 4 walks. He walked 4 times, but you gotta mix in a few hits.
One thing though that they're learning to do, they've had to learn to do, is to come up with clutch hits.
Amen.
In close games where the pitching keeps you and gives you a chance.
Yes.
And they're learning how to do that, and hopefully that'll serve them well when they get into the postseason, when it's you lose 2 and you're through.
I agree. That's they've had to execute late in games, both offensively, and their bullpen has been really, really good in those situations, which is huge. And this team is certainly capable. They're certainly capable of swinging a bat much better than what we've seen. I mean, you've got Levi Clark hitting 137. Levi Clark may have a hole in his swing. He's not a 137 hitter. Much better. Newstrom 209. Lawless 235. Tyler Myatt, who I thought was just going to be, watching him early, I thought he was going to be a real weapon at the plate. 242. Jay Abernathy 269. Of course, his on-base percentage, I'm not sure what that is, but it's much more important for his on-base percentage is, let me get 441, which is okay. Anyway, hopefully they will begin to swing the bat better. They have to, but I was telling Tony, and he before the show started, and he was kind of calling this a loser attitude, but I'm telling you, this is the formula in the SEC for this team. We've had a super team. We've been used to a super team, so this didn't apply to them. It applies to this team. You go on the road in the SEC, do not get swept, and win your home series. That's the formula for this team. We're not going to go out on the road and win a bunch of series. Don't get swept and win your home series, and we'll be fine coming up to tournament time. So it'll be fun to watch this team. Hopefully they're going to develop. I think they will. A lot of pieces. Just got to get the right ones out there.
Yeah, and they've got Georgia, who looks like they can rake some.
Yeah.
And I believe they got a series with Missouri and Vandy and LSU, who I think they're all right in a row in some order. And Missouri, you know what Missouri is. Vandy and LSU have really struggled.
Yeah.
And LSU's at home. I think you've got to, at minimum, win at least 6 of those 9 games.
Yeah.
And against Vandy, Missouri, you probably need to win at least 5 of those 6 games.
Yeah.
Because Georgia, I'll be honest, getting more than 1 win at Georgia might be a monumental task.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it, just
That'd
seeing
be gravy.
unless they maybe the pitching can hold their hitting attack down. You never know. That could happen.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that Georgia's, but I couldn't help but notice. I looked at their scores with Wright State. They run-ruled Wright State once, and they beat them 9-0 the second time. They dropped the third game, just like the Vols did, but Tennessee had to come from behind twice from 2 runs to win their games against Wright State by 1 run, and one was in the bottom of the 9th, but that clutch gene showed up. I thought execution was great.
I did too.
When I saw the replay.
Yep.
When Marin looked like he was going to bunt and pulled back and swung and got the winning hit.
Yeah, those are big positives for this team. And I think Tony said that looking at the SEC overall statistics right now, that the bottom 3 teams in hitting in the league are Tennessee, LSU, and Arkansas. Now, who's going to think that going into the season? Tennessee, LSU, and Arkansas, and that's not the way that it'll finish.
Oh no, there's no way it'll look like that in May.
So hopefully,
no way.
Hopefully, we're going to see quite a bit of improvement on the offensive side. I mean, your head coach is your hitting coach.
Now, what about him being at third base? Do you think he should? Do you think he'll adjust or?
I don't know, Brian. I don't know. It may be something that he just really likes to do. He may be like a head football coach that likes to call his plays, like Josh Heupel.
Does Corbin have a hitting instructor in the dugout? Hitting coach? How's that dynamic? Because he's the head coach, he's the third base, and the others that they mentioned, I wonder if they have the same.
Yeah,
what kind of setup they got?
I don't think that matters as much, Brian, as just overall control of the game. You're over the entire thing, not just the hitters. They're hitter goes up there at the plate. By that time he's pretty much on his own. But I just think anywhere above high school, whether you call him manager, whether you call him a head coach, they need to be in the dugout. someone else needs. They need to be orchestrating everything that goes on, and they need to do that in the dugout, where more of their players are in the dugout than are out there on the field.
You want to take a call?
Let's absolutely do. Who we got?
Let's get Titans Bill to lead off.
All right. Titans Bill, how you doing, man?
Okay, Vino, how are you?
I'm well. Hope you are.
I am, buddy. I'm eating.
Yeah, outstanding. You're like Tony. You're eating on the air.
Yeah. I'll tell you, also today is free agent frenzy in the NFL.
Oh, today starts it, huh?
I think it starts.
Okay.
I believe if the Titans is going to go after anybody, it'll be a wide receiver. I think there's some that's on the free agent market right now that the Titans are looking at. Because, look, they have a lot of money under the cap.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
And I believe they're going to spend it. So it would not surprise me. It'll be a very talented wide receiver.
Have anybody you want out there, Titans Bill, that you know's on as a free agent, or got any names, or is that just overall?
I do not want A.J. Brown.
Do not want A.J. back. Okay.
No, I don't want him back.
Okay.
But I know that there's probably some talented guys out there.
So that's a position of need you feel for the Titans.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they don't get one in free agency, they'll probably get one, when the draft comes up, which is next month. Hard to believe it's next month.
Titans Bill, how do you feel about the Tennessee Athletic Director, Danny White?
He's got to go.
Wow. He's got to be fired, Titans Bill?
He's got to go, and Tim Caldwell also has got to go.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Kim Caldwell. I wouldn't think that she would be fired this early in her tenure, especially since Danny White hired her. But Brian, she does look miserable when you watch her over there.
If there ever was a time to decline a tournament bid, this is the exact situation that you would decline one under. This is the time to do it. It's inhumane to make that team play any more games together the way they are, and it's inhumane to make their fans watch that team anymore.
Titans Bill, when it comes to athletic directors, I decided basically every decision that they make is going to make someone mad. I mean, they're just fundraisers for the most part. And overseers of your athletic department. There's very few things they do that can make people happy. And you run one off, you're going to bring another one in that does the exact same thing. So basically the only thing anymore that I judge athletic directors by is their hires, their coaching hires. And the two that I think of for him, I mean, they're still – it's still debatable how good a hire they were or were not. So, the first year Kim Caldwell was pretty impressive, and this second year with seemingly better players, she hasn't been. Josh Heupel was really, really good early, and is now there's a few questions out there. So. I don't.
Well, let's see. How old is Kim Caldwell? It looks like she's in her 40s.
She's late 30s, I think. 30-ish. Close to 40, I believe.
Okay. But it's been very much a disappointing year for Tennessee athletics. Our football team losing to Vanderbilt and losing in the bowl game to Purdue.
Illinois.
To Illinois, okay, I'm sorry.
Illinois, Purdue, what's the difference?
They lost to Purdue there 4 years before, so I can see the confusion.
It's a Big Ten hack. You were right, Titans Bill. Go ahead.
And the basketball team losing to Vanderbilt Saturday. and the disappointing season that the Lady Vol basketball team is having. And let's hope that the baseball team has a winning year and wins the SEC.
Speaking of which, the baseball team will not lose to Vanderbilt in Knoxville. And the softball team won't either. I can guarantee that.
Oh, okay.
I'll take those. Yeah, I mean, Bill, it's we were pretty good in everything for a couple of years there. The everything school, and we have taken apparently a step back in several of the sports that have already concluded. We've still got some to play in basketball to see how this finishes out for the men and the women. And baseball is just getting started here, so it certainly hadn't been the joyful seasons that we've seen over the last several years in multiple sports. The basketball,
Okay,
I still would feel totally different about this team if we just held on to one of those Kentucky games, just one.
Or beating Alabama.
My view of it, and really everything would be totally different.
Or beating Alabama, made a few more free throws here and there.
Yeah, just one win against Kentucky, Bill, and my outlook on Tennessee basketball would be completely different than it is right now.
I just don't want Florida winning another national championship in basketball.
I don't think they will, Bill, but I think they're going to be in the Final Four. I think they're going to have a chance to play for it because they're good.
Anything else, Bill?
Well, I'll tell you, my nephew, he was on guard duty over the weekend. He didn't do his he didn't anchor the news on late night. So
Jesse's in the Guard.
Yeah, he's in the Air National Guard.
Well, thank him for his service when you talk to him, Bill.
Yeah, the one thing that I just sure hope and pray that they don't ship him to Iran.
Amen.
With all the trouble that's going on over there, Bino and Brian.
Amen, Titans Bill. I'll be praying for him. Sure will.
Thank you, Titans Bill.
Buddy.
We appreciate it.
Titans Bill, we appreciate it. 865-205-402. Who we got, Brian?
Let's go to Boy Billy, I believe is what
Billy,
he said.
how we doing, man?
I'm on.
Yes, sir. You're on. You're live.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Bean Comet?
I'm doing okay. How about you, Billy?
Doing all right, man. Hey, what's up? Where's my boy, that D-Skin Muppet, today?
He is at the Big Orange Tip-Off Club. He's going to interview Jacoby Gillespie today. They brought they had to bring out the sodium pentothal man, Tony Basilio, to dig down deep into Jacoby Gillespie.
Must pay good to give up on doing his own show, man.
Oh yeah, it pays terrific. I'm making double in here today after he's gone.
Are they paying you more to do the head hosting today, bro?
Doubled it.
Hey man, went from 10 to 20. That's nice for you, bro.
I wish.
Hey. They gonna give you that free pizza wrap too?
They always take care of me now when I'm over here. There'll be a
couple.
He's got a steak from Negative coming up, so he's got that to look forward to as well.
All right, I'm not a big steak guy, red meat it ain't my thing, bro. Hey Bino, what's your deal, man? You been a radio guy for your whole life? What you doing over
there? No, absolutely not. I was a Boy Billy. I was a caller, and I just was a caller who got to know Tony, and he gave me some opportunities. And Jeff Brock, who was working with him, gave me some opportunities, and things just kind of went from there. So I just kind of fell into this.
Hey, man, that Tony Basilio network's got some upward mobility, don't it?
Yes, it does. There's room for advancement.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Hey, man,
there's no room for raises, but there's room for advancement.
Well, hey, upward mobility. Once you get on the platform, it's up to you what you do with it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right, Boy Billy. No,
hey, man,
I'm blessed. I'm blessed to get the opportunity.
I want to say, man, I got a call of disappointment, man. In my track balls, man, men finished 6th, women finished 9th at SEC, man. I just wish they'd get serious again over there with that track program. And build out a whole team and get out there and really get going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Billy. How? I don't follow the track program the way that I should, the way that I used to. I don't even know. I mean, has it been an extended down period for them in the spring season, or?
And it's been long. They always got a couple individuals. With track, you always got somebody that might be a shooting star or something like that. But like as far as being a team, man, I mean that kind of finish, just dead middle in the SEC, a little behind the middle. That's kind of been what it's been for a while, bro. I mean, it ain't been nothing special since. Clark, he won a couple with the women, but since the men have been real good, man, you got to go back to almost Bill Webb to get a real good team year in, year out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a long slog, isn't it?
It's a long time, bro, for us out here that are real diehard eating it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you go to meets?
Man, I watch a lot of them when they host them, man. But they travel so much, they don't really host them that much. And a lot of times when they do that end of the year meet, it's usually on like Mother's Day weekend or so. And it's just hard, man. Love my mom. Shut up, Mom Dukes.
Absolutely.
So I go sometimes, but they don't have an indoor facility really to host meets. So they're not really hosting meets, and then outdoor, they're traveling around all over. So I go when I can, but every once in a while they host SECs, and I'll make sure I go to that. But they ain't hosting that many big meets where I can get out there all the time. Maybe one a year, maybe.
Yeah, I guess haven't. The facility upgrades haven't come over there at Tom Black like they have other places, huh?
They got a nice track, man. They paint it looks cool, but they just ain't hosting that much. And I get it, man. It's it is what it is. But I just wish they was great, man. Back in the day, we had something to root for every year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, every season.
I don't know. Hey, man, what you going to do today? You going to the park like Tony after the show?
No, I think Brian and I will go grab us a bite to eat, and then I'll get in my usual Monday mode, which is pretty much doing nothing.
You going to get your 10,000 steps?
Not today. Today's off day. I'll go tomorrow.
All right.
I appreciate you, boy, Billy.
Yeah, y'all be good, bro.
Take care of yourself. 865-200-5402.
I'll get my 10,000 steps, but it sure as hell won't be at that park. It'll be somewhere else. We got to take a break, Bino.
Okay, we're going to take our first break. Hang in there. Load up the lines, 865-200-5402. We'll talk to you on the other side. Tony Basilio Show.
It's the hottest postgame show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio Show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm gonna hop online and I'm gonna get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama Zizi approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and Zizi.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols!
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today. Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Basilio here, and you know my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from B. Online at carnesmotor.com. Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company.
From the sunrise over the Smokies to the Saturday cheers at Neyland Stadium, Knoxville isn't just where we live, it's home. But let's be honest, finding your perfect spot in a hot market can feel like a full-time job. Whether you're looking for a Craftsman in 4th and Gill, a family home in Farragut, or a view in South Knox, the market moves fast. You need more than a listing. You need an edge. And that's where I come in, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. And I specialize in helping Knoxville buyers win. I don't just find houses, I find the right fit for your budget and your lifestyle. Ready to unlock your front door? Visit nextmovesmokymountains.com or call me at 865-694-5904. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And as always, go Vols!
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
And we welcome you back. Tony Basilio Show on a Monday. Brian Hartman and Bino sitting in here at your service. Got open lines right now, so if you got a minute and you want to make a call, 865-200-5402. They usually light up as the show goes along, and I expect today to be no different, so jump in there while you got an opportunity. Brian, got the NCAA tournament straight ahead. I just like it better and better and better as we go along here. I'm hopeful that they leave it alone. They may not. So far, Tennessee State, High Point, Northern Iowa, Long Island University, Queens, and North Dakota State have punched their ticket to the big dance.
What about Queens? That's an incredible story.
I was
first time ever.
Yes, I was. I've got a buddy, Big Game Brand. I always call him on here. He was an LMU graduate. I've gone to a lot of LMU basketball games with him down through the years, and Queens was their huge rival. Usually the team that they had to beat in the region to move on beyond that. It's funny, one of the last times that I went to an LMU game, which was probably 5 years or so ago with Big Game Brant, we were talking with some of the folks that he knew in the LMU administration, and they were talking at that time like they were going to make every effort that they could to move up to D1 and to play in the Atlantic Sun Conference. And I just find it ironic that now Queens is in the Atlantic Sun, but LMU is not. And I'm just guessing now. I'm a simple man, but I'm just guessing if it came down to they only wanted one and it was Queens or LMU, Charlotte may have barely edged out Harrogate. That would be my guess.
That'd be very close. TV eyeballs got to be similar, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Who we got, Brian?
We got Frederico.
Hello, Freddie. How
Freddie.
You doing?
What do you say, man?
How are you today?
I'm doing pretty well. Been listening to your baseball talk a little bit, and you can't do anything when you've got proven hitters that aren't hitting a lick.
Yeah.
We've all watched enough baseball and heard the expression, he's going to end up like the back of his baseball card.
Yeah.
In other words, by the end of the year, it'll all average out. The only thing that I will say is we're awful anxious at the plate, these guys that are struggling. I think if I was managing, coaching, whatever you want to call it, I would try to encourage those guys to take a pitch or two instead of going up there and hitting actually the first bad pitch they see, or swinging at it. And I just think a few little adjustments like that will make a big difference at some point.
Yeah, it will, Freddie. And I'm sure there's they play quite a number of games, but still it's so condensed, and the season can get away from you so quick that I'm sure they get into a sense of urgency earlier than they probably should.
Yeah, talking about the on-base percentage, I think that's one stat that I like beyond just the normal batting average, home runs and RBIs and stuff. Abernathy's actually leading the team in on-base percentage at .441, and then Chapman's in second place, Ford's in third, and the minor kid's in fourth place on base percentage.
Okay.
And then when you go to the OPS, which is getting on base plus your power, Ford's leading, Brown's in second place, Chapman's in third, so he's in both. And Mike's in fourth on that one, too. So I just think that whole group of bottom, well, let me put it this way. Our returning guys are the guys that aren't doing anything. And this Wright kid is a baseball player. The guy that they just got.
Oh, yeah.
From Bowling Green.
I really like him. Brian and I were at the
number 2 hitter written all over him in a conventional old time, not when you got Aaron Judge batting second, but he's the type of guy who can do a whole lot of things with that bat up there.
Yeah. You got a guy that can catch and play center field. I like that too. I like that he can pretty much plug in anywhere he wants to go, I would think. But yeah, Brian and I were both at the Oakland game the day that he kind of came back along with Grimmer, and he's just really impressive at the plate.
And even though our Friday, Saturday, and Sunday guys seem like they're getting touched up a little, their ERAs are right around 3 or below. And I want to tell you, in modern college baseball and stuff, that's a pretty good ERA for starters.
Oh, no, pitching's not our issue.
And we got a lot of live arm stuff there in the bullpen. I'd kind of like to see more of those guys sometimes, but I guess we're actually building our pitchers up a little and getting them, up close to 100 pitches. So whatever.
Yeah, and they have to do that. They have to this time of year. They have to be careful that way, or they should.
I'm going to say something about girls, about lady balls, basketball.
Wow, we may have to end the show after this one, Brownie. Hit it, Freddie.
That I know absolutely nothing about. Unless Bridget Gordon's still playing over there, so that's about
I think Bridget's gone. Or Trish Roberts.
And please take this the right way, ladies in the audience. There's just an awful lot of women when they have a baby. A big percentage of women, if you follow medical stuff, they go through that first 6-8 months with really a lot of almost depression type issues. And added on to that, the fact that most of them are not sleeping at all at night either. I want to tell you, you add on a college head coach into that mix.
Oh, wow.
I'm not so sure what you end up with.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. I'll throw the pressures of what she's going through on top of that. Yeah.
So she might get a year's grace out of that somewhat.
And she probably should.
Well, I'm getting ready to ruin your day, Beno.
All right.
You being with the college basketball tournament being your favorite. I'm going to make the same call I made 10 years ago about it when I was still watching college basketball. And it's talking about extending the number of teams in the tournament. I think they added 4, went from 64 to 68. Now they're talking about more. I said you go to 96. You seed 1 through 32, they get a bye. 33 through whatever it is, 64, holds a home game on the Tuesdays and Wednesdays before the tournament starts. 16 of them play on Tuesday at home, 16 Wednesday. The number 96 team plays number 33. Number 95 plays 34, and on down the line. That's 2 things for you. A lot of those automatic qualifiers from the little bitty places that deserve to be in the tournament, in fact, they probably deserve sometimes 2 teams. Instead of those teams playing the number 1 team in America, they're playing the number 33 team in America. And what happens after that Tuesday and Wednesday are over, if you don't like the idea, just ignore it. Then you've got really, really the cream of the crop when the actual tournament kicks in Thursday and Friday.
Down to 64.
Yep.
Thursday and Friday. So the same as basically we have it right now.
And you'd have that number 64 team would be a whole heck of a lot better than what that current number 64 team is. And the matchups would be better. The whole tournament would be better. Rather than hanging there and add 8 this time and wait till you add 8 more. And actually, well, that's just my thoughts on it.
Freddie, you hadn't ruined my day. The only thing that you've probably done is you've got W. Lynn in the computer room right now figuring that bracket up.
Well, W. Lynn, he's got coin toss between that numbers 96 and 97 team. And he'll roll back to the Civil War and figure out who really deserves that spot. I love you guys. Have a good one.
Thanks, Freddie. Good to hear from you. 865-200-5402. Who we got, Brian?
Before we go back to the phones here, I wanted to shout out Tony Jones and Grace.
Absolutely.
Not Grace, but Johnson Basketball Royals. Their first game is going to be this Friday at 5 at Grace, Indiana, which is in northern Indiana. That's the number 1 seed in their bracket, so they're the 16 going up against the 1. And they'll play at 5.
Go get him, TJ.
And he might have some streaming information if anyone wants to watch that game, where you can go to watch it.
Okay.
Our next call
Good
is
for Tony
Tri-Town Trey.
Tri-Town Trey, what's happening, man?
Oh, that's me.
That is you.
How's it going, guys?
We're well. Hope you are.
Yeah. I was just saying, do y'all think Ament will definitely be back for the NCAA tournament? And I haven't paid attention if they already listed him as out for the SEC tournament.
No, Rick Barnes said yesterday that he expects Ament to play, but he also said last week that Ament could have played against South Carolina, and he didn't play against them or Vanderbilt. So what they might try to do is, this is just a wild speculation, but maybe they try to get him amped up for the NCAA tournament, and maybe he plays on a minutes restriction is one idea that crossed my mind. But that's nothing that I've heard that's official. It's just thoughts.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Brian. I wonder, Bino, what's your thought on, do you think they should have, something where, if you're paying $4 million a year, or any amount for that matter, you have to, uphold something. I know it's kind of ambiguous when, hey, is he injured? That's kind of like the football thing. Like, is he injured or is he faking it? And I'm not saying he's faking it, but like, how severe is it? How do you know whether can they put things in place? I think they absolutely should. I'm not really sure how, but if you're cleared by a doctor to play, then you should maybe. I mean, if we're paying that, from what I've heard, he's a good kid and he wants to play, but I could just see that being a problem with NIL down the road where, you're already getting paid a lot, and saying you're in that particular situation, you're not going to be going, or you're not going to be coming back next year, kind of like the bowl games. Why risk yourself?
Yeah. Trey, I think you're right. I believe Ament is a really, really solid kid. I think he would be out there. Matter of fact, if they would leave it up to him, I think he would be out there right now. But you are going to run into that some. I think Vandy ran into that with a Collins kid, and that's going to happen some out there. But the truth is, there's just really nothing, I don't think, that can be done about it unless they get to the point to where they have a collective bargaining agreement and these kids are signed to ironclad contracts. I just think right now that it's experimental and it's basic craziness. So there are no, there is no recourse, I don't think.
I see. Yeah, and have y'all seen our latest projection? Is it a 5 still, or did it drop to 6?
Have you, Brian? I haven't. I've never seen it drop below 5, but I haven't seen since the weekend.
Yeah, they're projected as a 6 seed now, by CBS.
Okay,
that's easier to read than the ESPN folks.
And I'll go back to that year where we won the SEC tournament. As I think we're ranked number 3 in the AP or something, and got a 2 seed. But you wonder if winning, and maybe they can play themselves back in on Thursday. But you never know how much. That's another thing. I think it's kind of just so ambiguous. Needs to be defined. Like, does it matter? Not just for bubble teams, but for seeding. Otherwise, it can kind of be like college football, with Alabama, like you mentioned last week. It's like, there just needs to be, I know it's a challenge, but there needs to be more clarity. And anyway, I'll hang up and listen. Love you guys. Thanks.
Hey, Trey, I appreciate the call. Thank you very much. I'm one, Brian, that thinks that outside of teams making a huge run, that we're not going to be in the tournament and winning their conference tournament to get in. I just think conference tournaments have very little to do with anything bracket-wise. You might move one slot. I guess that's a possibility. And nothing occurs in a vacuum. Everything that occurs around you matters too. But I'm one that's pretty well convinced that by Saturday they've got the dang thing drawn up and ready to go, and not a whole lot matters after that. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't mind seeing the 6 seed because the 4 or 5 is sort of you don't have to deal with a 1 or a 2 seed until maybe the Elite 8. But actually the Sweet 16, and the 1 seed you wouldn't have to see till the Elite 8. The 2 you could get to the Sweet 16 without having to face a 1 or 2. Is what I'm saying. And this draw looks pretty favorable. They got them playing Santa Clara, and then Nebraska's the 3, Michigan State's the 2, and Duke's the 1. So a draw like that, that looks like they could do some damage, and if Ament's healthy and everything else.
Yeah, obviously, if you can make it through the first 2 rounds, then being a 6 is better than being a 5, because I think there's a huge difference this year, especially between the number 1 seeds and the number 2 seeds. Unless you draw UConn or Florida, whoever falls out of the top 4, because those 5 teams appear to me to be a whole lot better than anybody else. I may be mistaken, but you would avoid them for at least one more round anyway. So 865-200-54.
Let's go to Rusty.
Let's get Rusty in here. Hello, Rusty.
Bino, Ronnie, good to talk to you boys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely, Rusty. Be safe out there. Sounds like you're driving.
I am. I'm headed to Greenville from the Tri-Cities to go see a client. So I'm keeping it between the white and the dotted.
Dang, I thought Greenville was the Tri-Cities.
Well, I don't consider Greenville part of it. I'm coming from the true Tri-Cities.
All right,
close
you're coming
to the Virginia line.
I know what the Tri-Cities are: Chin Liver, Dosset, and Marlowe.
That's it.
Right down here in Anderson County.
It's Stony Creek, Stony Creek, Roan Mountain, and Hampton.
I got
you. Hey, I've been against expanding the NCAA tournament, but Freddie had a decent idea, and I want to piggyback one thing off of that.
Okay.
I do like the Tuesday, Wednesday, those 32 games, 16 on Tuesday, 16 on Thursday, being at home courts. And I would say one other thing that should happen with that, if they were to listen to Freddie, if you won a conference tournament and you're a conference champion, you cannot be a team that travels, meaning you automatically get to host one of those games if you won your conference. So the at-large teams would be the ones traveling. So the Harvard, who won the Ivy, or ETSU, who won the Southern, or North Dakota State that won the Horizon, they get to host your at-large Missouri or your at-large Oregon, whoever.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Be fun. Be really fun for teams like ETSU or Princeton to get to host that first game. That would make it a much cooler. That'd be a cool environment.
I agree with that.
Let's talk about the ball game on Saturday, if that's okay.
Sure.
And just this team overall, saw a lot and heard a lot post game about Amari Evans. Love the kid, absolute stud. Gonna be great in the future. Hope we keep him in Knoxville. I also heard he needs to be playing more of Boswell's minutes when Ament's healthy. That's not accurate. He needs to be playing Jalen Carey's minutes when Ament's healthy.
Yeah, so
this team will be the best if you have Boswell, Evans, Gillespie, and Ament on the court together with either JP or Okpara. And if you don't have one of those other guys on there, you have JP and Okpara together, and then some Dwayne Brown mixed in. But Carey is the one that's getting too many minutes.
I agree that Carey's getting too many minutes. And I think this has been your position for a long time, Rusty, is that we shouldn't have two bigs on the floor at the same time. So you're.
I actually love JP and Okpara together. I even like either one of them and Brown together. I don't like Brown and Carey together. And I mean, there's going to be minutes where you got to play Carey, foul trouble, things like that, and against certain opponents. But the team's going to be at its absolute best with, yes, either Okpara and JP with Evans at the 4 and Ament at the 3 or vice versa. There really isn't a 3 or a 4. It's really just whoever you're playing with 4 wings and a big, and you guard, and whoever matchups you get guard. And we switch so much on defense. Hell, we got JP guarding Alabama's point guard on the final possession of the ball game because we switched so much.
Yep.
Does it really matter whether you label somebody as a 4 or a 3 or whatever? But here's the other side of that coin. When we got down late in that ball game with Andy and we're trying to come back and we're in a half-court set and it's under 2 minutes and we're trying to scratch and claw, we run our standard offense, and JP, lo and behold, like he and Okpara do 10, 15 times a ball game, ended up wide open at the top of the key because the defenders are slacked off in the paint when we run ball screen, and he pulls the trigger because you know what? We don't have the luxury of trying to force the shot we want. We let one of our big shoot it, and JP buries a three. Had you done that the other 10 times during the ball game, you might have hit 3 of them. You might have hit 4 of them with Akpara and JP. And I don't know, maybe we scored more points and didn't get down by double digits.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Amari Evans. I was more impressed with just his the way he went about playing Vanderbilt. He was in the first half, he was the only one that was really playing with any aggression, it looked like to me.
I liked Bishop Boswell doing the hero ball thing. That was what my favorite part of it was. We need more of that.
No. Boswell, he made 2 threes, made a couple off balance, probably took a bad shot, probably had a couple bad turnovers. The problem is Carey is a waste on offense. He's a great rebounder, don't get me wrong, but Jordan Moore, who is the statistical guy for all of us, we are like top 2% nationally in offensive rebounds, yet we're still outside the top 100 in second chance points, which means we're way up there in getting the ball again when we miss a shot, but somehow we don't convert it into scoring on the second chance at a high level.
Because Carey can't make free throws and others can't make free throws. That's part of it.
Yeah, I've been really disappointed with Jalen Carey. I thought that was a huge get when we got him, and it was pretty much based on what I saw him do against us. Obviously, I didn't watch him enough, but I got a buddy that likes to say we get me-bounds because we miss so many dadgum shots.
There's plenty of those. You know why Jalen Carey was so good when we watched him play last year? Because Igor Milicic was guarding him.
Yeah.
That's why that matchup was one he could take advantage of.
Yeah.
And there'll probably be somebody in the first round of the tournament that he has a matchup that he can take advantage of because he's going to end up playing a 6'6" guy who can't alter his shot, and he'll get some. But overall, it's not a great thing. But I'll leave you guys with this. If JP and Akpara were wide open in John Shire, the coach at Illinois, Nate Oates, or any of those coaches, and a bunch of others, my man out there at Nebraska, if those guys were wide open from the perimeter, and any of those guys, would they turn down those shots? Or would they be benched for turning them down under those coaches?
They're not turning them down under Oates for sure. The others, I'm not sure. Rusty, be safe out there, man. Good to hear from you.
Appreciate it, brother.
865-200-5402. We're going to take our top of the hour break. Hang with us. We'll be back with the second hour. Tony Basilio Show.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Hey, I'm Alan, and we ship floors on Bristol Highway in Johnson City. Are you tired of walking around on that ratty-looking carpet that you have? Well, today's your lucky day because we have Supercore on sale for $1.79. 58 colors we're liquidating. Supercore is the best waterproof floor with a lifetime warranty. Where are you going to find that anywhere else? Nowhere, let me tell you. $1.79, lifetime warranty. Come on down to Bristol Highway on your truck and trailer and let's make a deal.
You got a dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dos with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care, I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Tony Basilio here, and I got the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance 2026. Chad, do you believe we've made it?
Boys and girls teams start off the new year at big national event showcases. We got our younger kids training indoors and doing a lot of things to get better. So we're excited about what the future holds.
Chad, I hear the juice behind you. I hear the kids. Your program reaches throughout East Tennessee. If folks want to get involved, what's the advice?
We're easy to get in touch with. We offer players at all ages, all levels, all experience. We have a program for all of our kids that we have, and we're excited for anyone to join us.
And even some Lady Vols as well. Several college players all over the country, yes?
Absolutely. We had a lot of girls that we were able to watch play in the NCAA tournament. A lot of our former players made big runs through the tournament. We're so excited for them.
Growing the beautiful game. In this, the year of the World Cup in North America, celebrate the beautiful game. Get your child involved. FCAllianceKnox.org. That's FCAllianceKnox.org. And Chad, thank you, man. Keep growing the beautiful game.
Absolutely, Tony, and thank you very much.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
From the sunrise over the Smokies to the Saturday cheers at Neyland Stadium, Knoxville isn't just where we live, it's home. But let's be honest. Finding your perfect spot in a hot market can feel like a full-time job. Whether you're looking for a craftsman in 4th and Gill, a family home in Farragut, or a view in South Knox, the market moves fast. You need more than a listing. You need an edge. And that's where I come in, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. And I specialize in helping Knoxville buyers win. I don't just find houses, I find the right fit for your budget and your lifestyle. Ready to unlock your front door? Visit nextmovesmokymountains.com or call me at 865-694-5904. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And as always, go Vols.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
And we welcome you back. Tony Basilio Show, Monday edition. Tony B's at the Big Orange Tip-Off Club, probably interviewing Jacoby Gillespie as we speak. And we're glad to, Brian and I are glad to step in and give him a day away and hopefully be a just an okay substitute teacher here. 865-200-5402. We've been talking about Tennessee baseball, Tennessee basketball, the upcoming NCAA tournament, SEC tournament straight ahead. Whatever's on your mind is fair game. And I hope you'll call 865-200-5402, just as Roberto's chosen to do. Hello, Roberto. How are you?
Hey, guys. Good afternoon.
Hey,
hope you're well.
Roberto. We are. Hope you are.
I'm doing really well, actually. It's a great week to be alive and well in East Tennessee. What can I say?
Outstanding. I looked down and saw you at the Oakland baseball game. I was looking down upon the Minions as Brian and I were in the Rocky Top Club. I don't know how we were up there or why we were up there, but we were up there, and I saw you and your family come in.
Yeah. Well, it's they're growing up, aren't they, Bino?
Wow, Roberto.
I turned 12 this week, if you'd believe it.
Nah, man, that's unbelievable. God bless.
Yeah, thank you. So I guess I want to talk baseball, but I'll talk basketball. I think we threw in the towel on Saturday. If you're not playing Nate Ament and he's even markedly, if he's 75% and you're not going to trot him out there, you're not trying to win that game.
Do you blame him for that, Roberto?
No.
If, let's say he's 75%. Let's say if he was 75%, would you play him?
Well, I have a bit of a different take. I play for the 6th seed, so I'm playing for an L there. I know Rick Barnes doesn't do that, but I do. I think that Tennessee has a better shot to make some noise in the NCAA tournament as a 6. I know what Brian says, and I understand how that works mathematically and theoretically, but I don't think we're beating one of the 1 seeds at all. If let's say we magically get to the Elite 8, I think our path to the Elite 8 is a 6, not a 5.
I think that's probably correct. I just think there's so much difference now between the 1s and the 2s.
Right. Well, I guess the UConn dropped off the 1 line this weekend. Excuse me.
Yep. There's about 5 in there.
Yeah, that Florida team would ransack us too. Yeah. So I don't think. I mean those 4 1 seeds, in my opinion, are pretty unbeatable. Brian, I think you said we would be matched up with Duke. Is that correct?
That's what CBS had, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, after I was at the scrimmage thing with Duke, and they played as hard as they could, and we didn't, and we were there. I mean, we were in it. We were knocking around. So maybe that's a good matchup for us. I don't really know. I'm not going to be overly positive about playing a 1 seed at all. If we get to the Elite 8, what a hell of a season. Am I right, guys?
Absolutely.
Honestly, Sweet 16's a pretty good season.
I would agree. I would agree with that, Roberto, because this team has so many flaws.
Oh my gosh.
They're so challenged offensively. They have such trouble closing games, and these are things that are recurring problems. And I'll be. Maybe this is wrong of me. I'll be happy if they're still in the tournament when I get back from Vegas.
Is that like win the East before I'm deceased?
Yeah, that's close.
Now the East
is cless.
Now the East is
now
deceased.
Dead, Bino, so they're never going to win the East before you're
deceased. They didn't do it. Unless he comes back, they didn't do it.
So, switching to baseball, I'll end with this. I love Rusty. He's my boy. We've been friends for a long time, and the only thing we really disagree on is I think you have to have 2 bigs because we miss so darn many shots. you have to have two bigs to rebound offensively. I think you called it me-bounding. Is that right?
That's what my buddy calls it, me-bounding.
That's a great line. That's what we do a lot. I think we're number one in offensive rebounding even after Saturday in the country percentage-wise, and we're like number 220 in second-chance points. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, that's not good.
Other than we rebound it and miss again and again.
Miss free throws is part of it.
Yeah, that's a good point, Bronny. So, baseball. I put it out there in the Twitterverse or Xverse, as you would say now. It's high time for Elander to start working off of production and not projection for his lineups. How do you feel about that, Bino?
Well, again, Roberto, the season is just so compacted that you have to make quicker decisions than you would in a major league situation, something like that. So,
you can't let a kid work it out in 120 at bats.
Yeah.
He's got to work it out in 50.
No, that's right. That's right.
Because 120 at bats in college baseball, let's say you get 4, maybe 5 a game. That's 20 some odd games.
Yeah, I do not disagree with what you're saying because of what we're talking about.
So, I love Levi Clark and his. I mean, I guess if there's one player I've been pretty hard on, it's him because I don't see him being a great defensive infielder. I think he's a pretty decent catcher, and I think that's his natural position for this team. But him and Stone Lawless, Abernathy, and Newstrom going 0 for the weekend as a quartet, that cannot happen, Bino. We are lucky to have won that series. Just because
we were.
Those are supposed to be 4 of our best players.
And I don't think you'll see that happen going forward.
I don't either because Grimmer and Wright are getting ready to take their spots.
I like
Grimmer's
both of those kids.
that.
I like both of them.
Oh, my gosh.
But now, Grimmer was 1 for 10.
He was, but he was also in the midweeks. I mean, I know his midweekers, but he was like 5 for 7.
Yeah.
So, I look at this team as having some more flaws than I thought. I'm more where Heflin is now. I was a 2 about 2 weeks ago. I was a 2 on a 1 to 10 in nervousness. Now I'm probably a 4 just because we can't score runs. Our pitching's really good. Our pitching's really, really good.
And this is probably so far. This looks like the best defensive team that we've had. But they're
Which is
just
wild,
not
right?
just not swinging the bat the way we're accustomed to. So, and they're very young. So hopefully the light comes on for a couple of guys, and that's all you need is a couple because you got 3 or 4 they're doing what they're supposed to do. So,
well, our team is built to have power arms and bombers at the bat, right? Because our stadium's so small.
Yeah.
We can't. What's crazy, Bino, is I could see us sneaking into the NCAA tournament and or even let's say at Hoover and playing in a huge stadium like those are. The Hoover Met's a massive stadium, right? It's not quite as big as Omaha, but I could see us sneaking into big fields like that, and because of our pitching and the way we're going to have to manufacture runs because we're not a long ball team, actually competing maybe a little better than we would expect in those large venues. And I'll leave you with that. Take care.
That's an interesting thought. 865-200-5402. Appreciate the call, Roberto. Thank you.
Rod in Clark's Vegas.
Hello, Rod. How are you today?
What do you say there, Bino and Bri? How we doing?
We're doing good, Rod.
Good. Hey, Bino, I just want to give a nice little shout out to our Lady Vol softball team.
Yeah.
They don't get enough credit, and just watching them play is just a joy. Because some of us have had daughters, and they've been playing softball when they were growing up.
Yes.
And to see our Lady Vols, finally continue to just do it with skinny girls. Everybody else got these big girls that can hit bombs, and we got these pretty nice little skinny girls that can absolutely whack the ball.
Brian, your thoughts on the Lady Vols over the weekend, Lady Vol softball?
Well, what comes to mind first and foremost is the arm strain of Carlin Pickens. Hopefully, I'm afraid that, and I hate to be a downer here, but I'm just afraid it could be something that's reoccurring and that could limit her ceiling. She didn't pitch over the weekend, and they swept the series anyway, so that's a good sign. But can the bats and offense overcome what could be a limited version of Carlin Pickens, a ceiling that's a little bit lower version of her? Because when she's at her best, I think that's what they're going to need to win a national championship.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. I think that ceiling is lowered somewhat if this is something that lingers.
Yeah, I think what would worry me is that's an oddity for an arm injury in that style of pitching. I believe. I don't think that's common at all. So that's somewhat alarming. I'm sorry, Rod. I just wanted to get Brian's
you're
thoughts.
fine, Bino. I was going to give Brian one of those Lee Corsos, not so fast, my friend.
Okay.
The thing of it is Karen went out and got, 2 different pitchers that absolutely can throw different type of pitches that frustrates these batters. I've been noticing that, especially against the UCLA game or series. It's just, I'm just tickled to death that Karen went out and not just, put it all on one pitcher like she has for the last 15 seasons. I'm really, really tickled about that. She's got help, and I believe we're going to go all the way, boys.
Very good.
God bless. Go Vols.
Hey, thanks, Rod. Always good to hear from you. 865-200-5402. Who we got, Brian?
Let's get to Joshy.
Joshy boy, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing today?
Joshy, you're going to hang in here with me, and you're not going to say like Elidio's Jeff or something like that, right?
No, I'm not. I'm done with that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good to have you back, Joshy boy.
Thank you. Just got my car washed, and it's a pretty good day out today. So,
yeah.
After you guys get done, I would take advantage of this weather today.
No, I will somehow, some way.
Yeah. So I wanted to start with baseball. Roberto had a lot of good points about the baseball team, but do you think that Abernathy and Levi Clark and some of the guys he was mentioning, do you think they'll eventually break out of their slump?
Yes, I think those are quality hitters, Josh, and I'm not so worried about Abernathy based off of one weekend. He's your leadoff man now, and as Freddie said earlier, he's leading the team in on-base percentage, and that's what your leadoff hitter has to do. So I've got zero concerns there. I do have some concerns about Levi Clark, just simply because it almost looks like I don't know about these midweek games, but it looks like the league has somewhat figured him out. It looked like that kind of toward the end of last year. So I do have some concerns about him, and I don't know how long your leash should be with him, because you already have a pretty good background on him and who he is and what he's capable of.
Yeah. And another point I wanted to make about college baseball in general, what do you guys think over the past few weeks, teams like LSU losing to Northeastern and these Sisters of the Poor, teams like Florida, Vandy, and what have you, what do you guys think about this craziness? Like these elite teams losing to teams we've never heard of in midweek games.
Yeah, it seems to be more prevalent, Joshy. I think what was Berkey's theory on that? Do you remember, Brian, about mid-major teams and how they're strengthening themselves through?
They've gotten players. Have they gotten players that have kind of dropped down that were recruited and started out at a high major that kind of had to drop down?
Yeah.
And maybe the fact that they've got more seniors on their team?
Yeah.
Is that part of? Could that be it?
Yeah, I think that's certainly a possibility. Yeah, it seems to be more prevalent, Joshy boy. I don't know if it's a blip or if it's here to stay.
I gotcha. And I know it's Rick's decision and Nate's decision. In my personal opinion, I wouldn't play Nate at all this week in the SEC tournament. Get him rested, get him ready for the big one, the NCAA tournament. And what do you guys think he'll end up doing, and what do you think Rick will end up doing with Nate?
I think that they're going to play Nate just as soon as they believe that he can safely play without a high degree of chance that there's a re-injury. I think just as soon as they think that he can go out there and take the pace of the game that he's going to play. I just don't know when that's going to be, Josh. If he's 85%, I don't think they're going to play him this weekend. If he's 95%, I believe he's going to play in the SEC tournament.
Yeah. Out the door, I'm going to make two big, bold predictions. Bino, I think when you leave Vegas, the Vols will be in the Sweet 16. They'll still be dancing.
Yes.
And my other one is, if they put us in UConn's region, I think we are going to take down the Huskies and go to the Elite Eight. Go Big Orange.
Wow. That's what I'm talking about, Joshy boy.
I've heard a lot of people say, well, it'd be better off if they'd lose right away and come home, but they've lost 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about in Nashville, losing and coming home. Something I feel just tells me that they should try to get that winning vibe feeling back of having success before the season becomes your next loss, you're done, it's over. I don't know if that means winning 1 game. I don't know if that means winning 2 games or getting to Saturday or getting to Sunday, but they just need to have – I always want to go to win at least 1 game in these SEC tournaments just to have some sort of a feeling of you've won in the postseason. You know what that feels like, because this roster, let's be real, together they've only had, I think there's 3 guys from last year. Of course, Gillespie played elsewhere, but you'd like to see this team together know they can have success on a neutral floor in a tournament setting coming in to win it.
No, I agree with you 100%, Brian, and I can promise you there is no one participating in any tournament anywhere as a participant, as a coach, that thinks it's better to lose a game than to go out there and win.
To lose your first game, go one and done.
No, there's no one that's on the court that feels that way.
But what I feel conflicted by is that I really would rather be a 6 seed than a 4 or 5, and I don't think they can win enough to get from where they are now to the 3. I think that's out the window. So if they win their way up to a 4 or 5, you just got to hope that maybe they get a 1 that's they match up well with.
Obviously, it would be better for this team to win at least 1 basketball game to just get the feel of winning again. Don't go in there. Let's see, we lost 3 of the last 4 in conference play, right?
Yes.
So you lose that first game, you've lost 4 out of 5 going into what
South
really matters.
South Carolina really doesn't.
Yeah,
that shouldn't count. That was your 1 win.
They're off.
But they might play Auburn on Thursday, which Auburn is in desperate need. They're one team that where a lot is riding on their appearance and their performance. They need to win. They need to string together probably 2 or 3 wins at least, maybe even get to Sunday, if not win the whole thing. So they'll be coming out desperate.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I want to. The optics of losing to Stephen Pearl wouldn't feel too good in your first game and going 1 and done that way.
I'm kind of hoping Hubbard lights them up and gets them on out of there.
Which he did once before.
Yeah, get them out of their misery.
I think he had 42 over the weekend, and they lost. Their team gave up 102 to Georgia at home. That's going to be, if you want to watch on Wednesday, Kentucky playing the first game of the tournament on Wednesday. Now, they're playing a team in LSU they should beat, but still, the possibility of Kentucky going home before rush hour hits on Wednesday is very intriguing. And then you've got Auburn, Mississippi State. Hubbard going against a team that desperately needs to win in that second game is almost must-appointment TV for early on in the SEC tournament.
I bet you Nashville's pulling real big for Kentucky. Don't you think?
I would think so, but their fans, are they going to be excited about traveling to see that team? That's one thing that I thought about this weekend, because they're over what this team has done. They're kind of like, well, we're one of the worst. This is the worst they've ever finished in the SEC. They're 9th in the SEC, which is they've never had that low of a finish in conference before. Now, they never had 16 teams, but for Kentucky, that's a number that's more significant than it's a pretty significant thing.
I don't know if you could kill that bunch with a blue stake through their heart if there's a basketball tournament going on somewhere. I could be mistaken about that.
Well, you may be right.
I mean, they'd be in there watching South Carolina and LSU when none of their fans were in there.
A lot of the fans that come to that probably live in the Nashville area, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So they'll be there for sure.
And a lot of them that might not get the opportunity to see Kentucky play in Rupp Arena too.
And that's another thing.
But that'd be interesting to see, Brian. If now, if they get beat, I think they're going to show up initially. Now, if they get beat there at noon, I don't think they're going to be there. They ain't going to be there on Friday.
No, and the possibility of LSU's coached by Matt McMahon, Oak Ridge kid. Could this be his last game as head coach at LSU? Potentially.
Certainly could, I guess.
And it's on a Wednesday at noon.
Yeah.
I guess 11:30 a.m. local.
Solid young man,
Yeah.
Solid basketball coach. I hope he gets back somewhere where he can enjoy coaching again. I'm not sure that's the most enjoyable place in the world for him to be right now.
They just don't back the men's program
No.
as much as they have backed the women's and other stuff recently, and especially with Kiffin and what they're throwing at him allegedly, the money they're throwing around at him.
865-200-5402. Got open lines for you. Jump in here. We're going to take our bottom of the hour break. It's our last break, Brownie. It's our last break of the day. So while we're gone, load up the phones, and we'll come back and talk to you when we return. Tony Basilio Show.
TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high-character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you, not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company-paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring.
Fan Run Radio, where Big Orange Country comes to talk sports. Start your morning off with your daily dose of talk sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11. Then it's Tony Basilio from 11 to 1. The Playbook with William Pattison from 1 to 3. And The Drive from 3 to 6. It's 10 hours of hard-hitting local sports radio every day.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our gold bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Slow drains, gurgling, and bad odors may seem minor, but left unattended, they can turn into a plumbing emergency fast. Don't let a clogged drain become a disaster. Keep things moving smoothly with Pipe Wrench's $99 drain clearing, guaranteed to work, or it's free. Our certified plumbers arrive prepared with the tools and expertise to clear even the most stubborn clogged drains. And with our same-day service guarantee, you get fast relief without the inconvenience of waiting. Have more than just a clogged drain? We also offer free on-site estimates and free second opinions on repairs. Your comfort isn't just our job, it's our promise. Schedule your $99 drain clearing online today at pipewrench.com. If we can't clear it, you don't pay. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. For residential main lines only, requires clean-out access. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Basilio here reminding you that when you want to sell your extra tickets to the game, you don't want to give your life away online with all your personal information just because you want to sell a few extra tickets. Clark Moore at Select Ticket Service will gladly buy your extra game tickets and your extra parking passes. And the best part? Clarky Boy pays cash. 865-919-1016. 865-919-1016. Clarky Boy pays cash at Select Ticket Service. Clarky Boy pays cash.
And welcome back, Tony Basilio Show. We've got about 25 minutes left in the edition. Brian and I are going to head out of here at 1 o'clock, so please load up the lines, 865-200-5402, and talk about whatever's on your mind here in the time we have left in the Tony Basilio Show. We got Luke online. Let's go talk to Lukey. Lukey, what's happening?
Hey, well, I watched the Giants and the San Francisco Giants yesterday against the Chicago Cubs, and they got 3 home runs in one. The Giants hit 3 home runs in one inning, Bino. Kind of like they did at Lindsey Nelson Stadium.
More things change, the more they stay the same, huh, Luke? Hey, Luke, I was I was listening to some commentary of some players on the roster for Tony, and they seemed, and of course he's in his honeymoon period, and but they seem to be have a genuine good feeling about him being there, and maybe the excitement that he brings, that kind of just kind of goes with him wherever he goes, and how excited he is going forward. So it'll be interesting to see, when if I'm hopeful that if he goes through a bad streak here early, that doesn't turn on him, and that group start thinking, well, here's a guy that's never spent 1 second in professional baseball. What can he tell us, and what is he doing here? And that's my biggest fear for him early.
Yeah, I think he's going to do an excellent job as a manager, and he's really going to do good. It might take him a couple of years, but I wouldn't be surprised if this year they played very, very well, because he's so upbeat. Vitello's so upbeat.
Yeah, there's an enthusiasm there that's contagious that those guys were talking about. I don't believe there's any doubt about that. He's a tough division now. I mean, you got the Dodgers, you got the Padres, so it's hopefully I'd love to see him get off to a good start. I know Buster Posey is going to be able to provide him some protection, so I'm wishing the best for Tony.
And on the basketball team, Gillespie, he needs to quit. When you're missing that many shots, you need to quit shooting for a while. He just kept missing and let some of the other guys shoot it, because a lot of those guys are good shooters. He's not the only good shooter on the team, but he couldn't hit anything the other night.
No,
he kept shooting the ball.
Yeah, 1 for 11.
You're letting one guy lose the whole game for you.
Yeah, my wife's a former basketball coach, Luke, and she was right. She was right on your page. She was saying, "How about someone else take a shot here?"
Exactly. I think they'd have a better chance of winning. A good shooter normally knows when he's off, because he's a good shooter. So if he's off, he just needs to quit shooting, for a while and just relax a little bit.
Well, a good shooter, on the other hand, Luke, always thinks the next one's going in, too. So there's that part of it.
Yeah. Okay, Bino. Thanks a lot.
Hey, Luke, thank you, man. Appreciate the call. 865-200-5402. Got open lines for you. Jump on there. Love to talk to you in the next 20 minutes or so. Brian, we were talking about you had CBS pulled up earlier. I've pulled up the NCAA bracketology from ESPN. I think it's the newest. And the latest has Tennessee as a 5 seed in Portland in the West region, and they would play Northern Iowa. And if they won that game, they would play the winner of Utah Valley, who's the 13, and Gonzaga, who is the 4 there. And the number 1 in that region projected is Arizona, and the number 2 is Illinois.
So Gonzaga in Portland would be interesting. Here's one thing that I need to say is that don't expect to make a short trip if you're planning to go to the first and second round, because they're not going to be sent to Greenville and they're not going to be sent to Tampa. Get ready to go to somewhere like Philadelphia, maybe out west of Portland, San Diego, Oklahoma City. St. Louis is kind of close, but that's still, and then Buffalo. So one of those towns, just maybe want to check some hotels and what it's like there in those places I mentioned, and forget about Greenville.
Yeah, we've been high enough seeded the last couple of years where that pod system really worked for us.
Right.
We were
and
fairly
you're not gonna be close to home.
This is probably not going to work out for this team as a 5, 6, 4, 5, or 6.
Yeah, I think they got to go to Charlotte, then they got to go to Lexington the last couple of years, and that was really nice if you can drive up it. But you won't be able. This won't be a day's drive up and back in the same day type of thing.
See, this has Alabama projected as the 3 in the West, but they are playing in Greenville because they're seeded high.
Florida's probably going to play in Tampa. Yep. So that's just one thing I want to put out there right away. 865-200-5402. I keep wanting to give out the back line, the back line.
Don't give out the back line, Brownie. You got it tied up, don't you?
Yeah, and 865-200-5402, and we got somebody calling. Let me see who this is, Bino.
All right. We've got, he mentioned Florida. Florida is projected as the number 1 seed in the South, playing the winner of Lehigh and BCU. And they, as Brian said, they would be playing in Tampa. Who we got, Brian?
Let's go to Taylor.
Hello, Taylor. How are you?
Hey, good, Bino. Bino, just curious, do you remember the year that you first started calling into Basilio? And then curious, before that, I think you were calling into the state run as well. Curious what years those were.
I never called. I never called the animal or any of its predecessors. The first time I ever made a call, I listened for years and years, Taylor, before I ever made my first phone call. I just never thought I had anything anybody would want to hear. But my first call to Tony was in the spring of 1995. He was at QBB Radio. Now, I later called John Wilkerson some on Saturdays when Tony would be in between having shows. He would be in between radio stations, but 1995 was the first year I ever made a call.
Same here. I think I called in September. It's September of '94, I think.
Okay.
But, that was back in WQBB, the Brian Beam.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Brian Beam. But,
yes.
It's just was curious on that. Last thing, love to get your opinion and Brian's opinion. With Lindsey Nelson Stadium being renovated to the tune of about $105 million, is there another university that has 3 better facilities in football, basketball, and baseball than the University of Tennessee? I think that would be interesting to do some research.
Yeah.
I would just think that Tennessee has the best of the big 3 when you combine those now. But I wonder who would be a second, third, fourth, and maybe a topic for another day. But enjoy the show, guys. GBO.
Hey, thanks a lot, Taylor. And I think Taylor's got I've seen a sneak peek of it, of his entry that's going to be on the blog coming up. I don't know if it's tomorrow or the next day. It's on the baseball team. It's very insightful. Taylor's seriously follows Tennessee baseball and digs deep on it, like Matt Dixon does, and I think it'll be very interesting. So watch the blog for that as the week goes along, because it's a very good piece. Taylor leaves the line open. We're wide open once again, so got about 15 minutes left in the show. Feel free to jump in and talk about anything we've talked about to this time. I am, as I look at Tennessee's lineup, I feel real comfortable about Henry Ford. I feel real comfortable about Brown. Chapman's swinging the bat well. I think Marin is coming along, and Abernathy. So, I mean, it's guys like Myatt and Lawless and Clark and Newstrom. And, of course, Garrett Wright as well. He's swinging the bat well. We need Grimmer to swing it the way that I saw him against Oakland. I think the capability is there. It's just a matter of getting the number of guys that we need swinging the bat well on a conference weekend. Who we got, Brian?
Go to Mike.
Let's go to Mike. Hey, Mike, how are you?
Hey, guys, I'm doing. Oh, hey, you got me? All right, sorry about that, guys.
There, got you now, Mike. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, love your show. So I'm calling because, my daughter goes to Kentucky, and we've been having a lot of fun the past 4 years. She's a senior. She graduates in 2 months. Can you believe it, man? The time flies.
No, it's unbelievable, Mike.
And we've been talking about Kentucky basketball, the history, and unfortunately, the past 4 years, she really hasn't been able to experience a whole lot of the really fun Kentucky teams. And my question to y'all is, and I'll hang up and listen, is about Mark Pope and what y'all's opinion is of him as a coach. I've asked Tony, but I don't think I've gotten Brian's opinion or yours, and I'm curious to know what y'all think of him and his coaching expertise or lack thereof. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Brian?
Well, they've hit the skids a little bit recently, but I thought that BYU sort of upgraded when they went from Mark Pope to his replacement, who I believe came off an NBA staff. But they've hit the skids, and Kentucky looks like they didn't really upgrade from going from Calipari based on what he's done at Arkansas to what they have now. And it seems like Pope is a lot like Caldwell in some way, but he has a little bit more experience maybe at BYU than Caldwell did. But the first roster he inherited actually fit what he wanted to do better than the second team. And that seems to be the case for Kim Caldwell, too.
This is hard for me, Brian. I've been half a Pope my whole life. It's hard for me to be critical of a Pope. I don't think that he's the right guy for Kentucky basketball. He had never won an NCAA tournament game when he got there, right?
That's right. He's won 2 now. They made the Sweet 16, but guess who knocked him out?
Yeah. I think that the Kentucky job is above his capability.
And they talked to several different people before they hired him. They kind of settled in a way.
Yeah,
they talked to I believe they talked to Hurley at Connecticut, and then Scott Drew at Baylor, and maybe a couple others, and then they went to Pope, who the Kentucky fans didn't like initially at all.
Yeah. And
then they all came on and bought in and everything else, and now they've they're back to where they were initially.
Yeah, I think his temperament was good at the first. They'd come off the Calipari stuff and all his craziness, and they had one of their own that was welcoming and much more warm. I don't think that Mark Pope is long for that position.
And he kind of does not handle some press conferences, especially after losses, really well. And that's sort of similar to what Kim Caldwell's done as well. And that may be a concern.
I don't think Mitch Barnhart stepping kind of into semi-retirement is good for him either. I think he's lost a layer of insulation.
And they don't have a commit for the 2026 from the 2026 high school class. They've got nobody coming in next year, as of last when I heard. So that's not at Kentucky. That's not exactly how they've done business in the past.
Yeah, and Kentucky is it's a spotlight job, and you're judged by anything and everything, Brian. And what you're talking about is when Kentucky fans see him in a post game and he's not handling that pressure well, then all of a sudden they begin to wonder, hey, can he handle this job? Because that's what this job is all the time.
Right.
24/7.
And I think recently, as we get into tournament play, you haven't seen that as much, but if they go home early from the SEC tourney in Nashville, they need to have – you talk about a team that needs to have some good vibes going into the NCAA.
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky really needs to at least come out in this tournament and maybe get to it Friday, which they have to play on, which them playing on Wednesday, the first game of the tourney, an expanded SEC tournament is almost unthinkable when we're used to them having to bye to Friday and not having to play till maybe Friday night.
Yeah.
And they're having to play right off the bat, which there's some real intrigue to that.
I think Kentucky fans, because of all the historical success they have, I think they're overly demanding. But I want to ask you a question, Brian. Maybe I'm part of the problem here. People talk about Final Four all the time. We got to make a Final Four. We got to make a Final Four. We got to make a Final Four. And I would love to make a Final Four. And I'll celebrate like nobody's business if I ever see us make a Final Four. But to me, for Tennessee basketball, they do not have to make a Final Four for me to feel fulfilled with our basketball team. All I want out of our basketball program is a team that consistently makes the tournament and makes it into the second week of the tournament. And as long as we're that good, I'm okay with it. I'm going to be mad when we get beat and put out of the tournament, but I'm not going to think that we need to fire Rick Barnes if he never makes a Final Four. That's just me. Now, maybe I'm part of the problem. Maybe my approach is too prevalent here, and there's never enough pressure to push someone to that point.
Here's what the Final Four is. It's a media creation used for hype purposes. Have you won a national championship or have you not?
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, programs like Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, Auburn have never won a national championship in men's college basketball.
Yeah.
They're right there, equals with Tennessee. The Final Four is just something that's created. It's not a championship. It was created to hype. It was coined in the 70s. You have to also look at that perspective.
Yeah.
And consider what it really is and what making a Final Four really means.
Hey,
now, it's something that they need to do, and it's really is almost inexcusable they haven't gotten that far. But really, the separator is: have you won a natty? The answer to all those schools, including Tennessee, is no. So I don't think there's really much separation, if any.
I want to be consistently good, and under under Ray Mears, the first half of the Don DeVoe era, and under Pearl, and under Barnes, we've been consistently good, and that's what I ask out of our basketball program. So I'm happy with our program without a Final Four. And again, I don't know if that's the right or the wrong way to feel, but that's the way that I feel, and that's the way I've always felt.
Let's see. I want to take a chance here and get a call in. Who do we got?
What's up, boys? It's Lee.
Lee.
Hey, Lee. What's up, man?
Nice to hear your voice.
Hey, not a whole lot, man. Just total degened out like all weekend long watching college basketball. So.
What else are you going to do? What else is anybody going to do?
I mean, you're asking the wrong person, man. Like this, for somebody that's like been watching this every night for like 4 months, and this is like the best thing ever. I mean, I loved it. Like every minute, like all these smaller conferences were great. I mean, there were so many good games this weekend. I can't even count them.
Yeah, I absolutely love the. Now, Lee, I know you love this weekend. Period. I absolutely love the first part of this week and this past weekend when the one-bid leagues are out there and it's just all or nothing. Now, I have a little trouble getting through the major college tournaments just because I want the NCAA tournament to get here so well. But talk a little bit about the week ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like you. Like, I don't get as much as in like the power conference tournaments because I don't they don't mean as much. Like these smaller conference tournaments just mean the world to these teams.
Everything.
Like, yeah, I mean, like seeing Belmont go out in the first round, like have the worst game of the season after they completely dominated that league all year, but it's pretty rough. I thought Navy was set up to be like one of the best stories in all of basketball had they made it. That they returned like all of their guys that had been playing basketball together for like 3 years and ran through their league, and then they lose at the bell in their semifinal yesterday, and it's just crushing for those guys. You know, I mean, as far as like this week goes, I know a lot of people are like focused on the bubble. Like, with all due respect to expanding the tournament and Freddie Jack's idea, like all basically 9 of the bubble teams for this year all lost on Saturday. Like, I really don't want to expand this thing and put these teams in the tournament. It's going to be kind of disgusting enough. Like seeing these teams like NC State and Auburn like get in this thing.
Yeah, I'm not an expansion guy either. I'm not.
I mean, it's weird. Like I look at Auburn and I'm like, man, there's no way you can put this team in the tournament. But they still have a legit chance because the teams they're competing against, they actually kind of have a better resume than those teams do. And that's, like I said, it's kind of disgusting to say, but you never know, man. Like one of those teams will get in and they'll make a run in the tournament. That's just kind of how it goes. But
yeah, Lee, I saw where Auburn's last 4 in ESPN. I think the one Brian looked at, if it's the same one I looked at last night, they're in the last 4 out. So they're right there teetering.
If they could get Auburn, and they couldn't do it seeding wise, but Miami and Auburn in like a somehow matched up, that would be Miami of Ohio. That is,
yeah,
that would be very compelling.
But here's the thing I don't think people realize is like Miami of Ohio is not even the favorite in their conference tournament this week.
Is that Akron?
Wow.
Is that Akron? Yeah, it's Akron. Akron is a higher Ken Palm rating, and they're higher in like every analytical metric than Miami of Ohio is.
Do you think if Akron wins that tournament that they're going to leave Miami out, Lee?
No, not being undefeated. I think had they taken one loss, then they were in real danger of it. But because they went undefeated, I don't think there's any way they can keep them out of it. But
I watched that team. I watched them a couple of times, and they're good. They're offensively efficient, but I think they're going to really struggle with major power size. I think they're. I don't know. That kid the other night for Ohio looked to me to be about 6'3" and was posting up on them. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to handle major college size.
Yeah, they're going to get bullied pretty bad. But if they get a team that's got any sort of size or physicality at all, you know, and I kind of think the same thing with that St. Louis team that everybody just absolutely loves. That everybody's going to like froth over the mouth over when the brackets release. They're going to talk about St. Louis, and that's another team like. I'm telling you, that team is really, really soft, and you put a team that can get physical with them, then they will fold up real, real quick.
Yeah, that St. Louis team's kind of faltered down the stretch, unlike Miami of Ohio.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you real quick, are you? I didn't know, but I heard them mention it. Are you going to Vegas this
Absolutely.
This week or next week?
I leave a week from tomorrow.
Nice. Where are you staying at this time?
I always stay at the Main Street. I always stay in the old part. Stay at the Main Street and play at the Cow.
Yeah, well, you're not too far on. Let me know before you head out there, and I'll make a couple of phone calls and see if I can get them to take care of you in a couple of places. If you want some assistance while you're down there, man. I missed you guys down there last year.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Lee. I appreciate that, man.
All right, boys. Hey, y'all have a good day.
Hey, be safe out there, Lee. Always good to talk to you.
We've got a minute left.
Well, Brian, it's
Lee's
been
Lee is our closer.
Yeah, well, Lee's a good closer. Good to have him in there. Be safe out there on the road, Lee. Sound like you were driving. So, hey, listen, I appreciate all the callers, all the listeners. Brian and I standing in for Tony today, who was interviewing Jacoby Gillespie at the Big Orange Tip-Off Club,
or Jacoby Gillespie, as
Gillespie
called
Gillespie
so affectionately.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully Jacoby gets that marksmanship back here coming into the SEC tournament. Tennessee will play their first game on Thursday at probably between 3 and 3:30 against the winner Mississippi State and Auburn in Nashville. What are you going to say, Brian? Tennessee, what are they going to do in Nashville?
I'll say they get to Saturday. They're not going to lose to Vanderbilt twice in a week.
I agree with you. I think that they beat the winner, and then they beat Vandy.
And good luck to the Bucks tonight.
All right. Hey,
Savage.
Appreciate everybody calling in, everybody that listened. Stay tomorrow. The dean will be back, and you'll be through with all the substitute teachers in the B team.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.